A call from Canadian-based culture-jamming magazine Adbusters to occupy Wall Street on September 17th has turned into a global phenomenon. On October 15th, 1,500 communities from around the world will join the movement. And I will join them in my hometown, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Why, you might ask, have I decided to join the movement? I will occupy for those around the world and at home who have lost their homes. I will occupy to end trickle-down economics. I will occupy to end corporate greed. I will occupy to bring about real democracy. I will occupy to end the destruction of our planet in the name of greed. I will occupy to bring about a more sustainable way of living for all. I will occupy to end our dependence on oil and make a shift to a more sustainable form of energy. I will occupy to end the occupation of other nations. I will occupy for peace. I will occupy for the senior citizen who has worked hard all their lives and now is forced to choose between essential medication, food on their plate, or rent. I will occupy beside First Nations people and show solidarity in their struggles. I will occupy against media that no longer investigates governments and corporations, but rather the media works for them, only reading off press releases that have been drafted by the very governments and corporations which they are supposed to investigate. I will occupy because, yes, at this point we need oil to run our cars, but we do not need oil to run our governments. I occupy for reforms to our monetary system. I will occupy against corporate control of our food supply. I occupy to give youth a future. I occupy for a shift in consciousness. I occupy for a better world. I could go on and on all day about the reasons that I have joined the Occupy movement, but those that I just listed are just a few. One of the biggest problems is the ever-growing power that corporations have over the governments and over our lives, and this rule must end. We must bring back democracy and civil discussion to our society. The time for us to be heard is now. On October 15th, people from around the world are going to unite. Let's unite with them. Go out into your streets, join the Occupy movement that is in your city, town, village, wherever you are. There's a link below that will give you information on where the Occupy movement is in your city. And for those of you living in my city, I have also listed the Facebook page and also website for Occupy Edmonton. Peace.
Well, as you know, this is Perfect Black 100. Got to give a guy a good job. He did a good job on the video talking about why he wanted to occupy whatever he wanted to occupy. But like I said, he made a lot of good points. But he failed to realize that he's an occupier. So he's gonna occupy a country or a place that's already occupied by his people. So, that's kind of ridiculous, But, I did not hear him one time say he wanted to occupy anything to end white supremacy. This is not their agenda, not at all. I think that's the furthest thing from their agenda. I think their real agenda is to take the blame off of white supremacists and place the blame on non-white people. They saw the Tea Party tactic wasn't working, so this is their other side. This is their other way of trying to come at it. It's like they're playing foxes and wolves. I guess the wolves want to think like foxes and dress up in sheep clothes. So, I don't know, why they want to occupy themselves. I guess it's some type of beef that white supremacists, or should I say suspected white supremacists, like that guy right there in the video, have with other known white supremacists, And they say big companies are the problem, and you know they want to end all that type of stuff, but it's kind of new. Don't remember them before, especially before civil rights era, even during the 90s. Having a problem with, well, probably in the 90s they had a problem with big companies, you know what I'm saying? But I know before we got the right to vote, before non-white people got a right to vote, they didn't have a problem with big companies, And I find them that I think it's mighty convenient for them to try to occupy anything, Wall Street or wherever you want to talk about, since the fact now that you have a non-white president. When President Bush was lying about weapons of mass destruction, sending the United States into a war where thousands of Americans died, black, white, all type of ethnic groups. I think that would have been a nice time to kind of occupy something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not shocked, nor am I surprised that they're talking about they want their country back. The 99% want their country back after, a non-white president is going through his first term. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just something that I had on my mind and I want to speak about. I don't trust the so-called 99%, just like I don't trust the Tea Party, just like I don't trust the Democrats or the Republicans. To me, I suspect that they are all white supremacists. And I'll keep my right to be able to judge whether I suspect people to be or not to be. Now, just because I suspect this, don't mean you have to suspect it. You know what I'm saying? They might be your friends. You know what I'm saying? But I suspect that they are all white supremacists. And while they're occupying, because I noticed that white supremacy is kind of big on occupying other nations and other people. Let me ask you occupiers a question. Well, let me say this. Let me ask you occupiers a question. You ever thought about giving Native Americans their land back? It's just a suggestion, I know you want to say it's a pipe dream, and man, you thinking all out there with space, and there's some extraterrestrial type of idea you got. You know what I'm saying? But it been done before. A place called Israel, 1948, I think. So those people, they never even lived in Israel before. They were Ashkenaz Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? But if it could be done in Israel, I'm sure it could be done with Native Americans. I'm sure it could be done with North Africans. I'm sure it could be done with Australians. Other people that are truly occupied. You know what I'm saying? But, like I said, when white folks want to do what white folks want to do, they gonna do what they want to do. And ain't nobody gonna stop them. So, white people, I hope y'all get y'all shit together, and I hope you stop fighting in the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of sad. One guy I heard was a veteran, got shot in the head by police by a non-lethal weapon. He was in the hospital with a concussion or something like that, some type of brain swelling or whatever. But it's kind of bad that he went to fight for white supremacy and came back and were attacked by other people fighting for white supremacy. It's confusing. As a person that's outside of the whole thing, I'm not a beneficiary of white supremacy, so I'm like on the outside looking in. But leave your comments, suspected racist, white people, leave your comments saying that I'm a racist, thumbs down the video, do whatever I suspect that you're gonna do. But just tell me what you think. Peace.